Hi, Elle here at elleingles.com. I just got home. I just got home from New Hampshire, 2 days of driving, and out for a little walk in my forest because I just needed to move my body after being in a car. And one of the things that we did on the retreat, one of the first exercises on the retreat in New Hampshire was to notice things that you come across in your house or your office or even your car, and they annoy you a little bit, or you think that you think something like this: oh, that needs to be repaired, or I need to declutter that, or I just got to get rid of this, got to get rid of some stuff. And so one of my coaches, Camden Hoke, actually I should mention her here because I think she's the first person that taught me this. She calls them tolerations. Like, what are you tolerating? Do you have a faucet that leaks a little bit? Is there a squeaky hinge on a door that just needs a little WD-40? Like a really, really quick fix, but every single day it's kind of bugging you. So those little tolerances often will trigger our stress response and we're not even aware of it. I know I wasn't, for sure. Maybe you need a little bit of a different system in your house of where things are kept. I'm reflecting on some insights that people at the retreat had. And one of them was that, what if it's not your stuff? I'm going to sit for a sec. It's such a beautiful day out here. Like, what if it's not your stuff, but somebody else's stuff? And that's kind of in your way, trying to do things in your house. Let's just take that. I also remember a client of mine who was at college, and her roommate was a lot messier than she was. So she was tolerating a lot of things like dirty dishes and things like that. Another client of mine couldn't stand it when his spouse would leave the shake cup that they made in the morning and took to work in the sink without cleaning it. That was definitely an annoyance, and it triggered every day. So noticing these things is step one. Then when it comes to other people, like other people's stuff, if this other stuff is in the common areas of your home, you could just take a moment and assess if there could be a better place for it, but also have a little real heart-to-heart about, like, how do we want the common spaces of our home to look and feel? Because if there's a lot of clutter, that can really mess with your head. I love how the former author and speaker, one of my favorites, Stuart Wilde, in his book, Life Was Not Meant to Be a Struggle, or in many of his writings, he'll talk about if your mind is in a muddle, clean something, like clean off a surface. We love to see clean surfaces. When I drive, it's actually an annoyance to me if they've painted, like they've filled the cracks with darker black asphalt than the asphalt of the road. I love my roads to be like perfectly beautiful as I drive them. Certainly in New Hampshire, there are a lot of beautiful roads, and I have to thank my uncles because my uncles were project managers and builders of these roads, and they are gorgeous. The sidewalk is pretty good. They put this in for people to have wheelchair access for people in our forest here, a little bit of access. Typically I like a forest path though. So declutter, remove, repair. I do a walk around through my house. I'll give you an example. So I did a walk around in December when I was teaching this to my clients, and I said, okay, I got to do it too, right? One thing I noticed, I had 2 windows replaced, and when they were replaced, a couple of nicks happened of paint, and the paint the finish underneath was dark wood. And I realized that every day I looked at them and it annoyed me, but I had never done anything about it for like 4 years. So I went up to our storage space off the loft of our condo, found the exact paint that I needed, and went in and just fixed those. And I cannot tell you how happy that made me. Every morning now, I see these pristine, beautifully painted windowsills. It makes me so happy. So you can turn around a lot that happens in your brain by taking care of these little annoyances. So that's my tip for you today. I hope it's helpful. Remember your 10-second solution. If you start to feel any sort of annoyance or anger or anxiety or any of those emotions that might create the stress response in you, You've got 10 seconds to interrupt it. It's not that we're not going to feel the emotion, but we don't need to release those stress hormones. That's the key to pressure-free. Have a great day.